welcome back to Coins World. Hey everyone, welcome back to Coins World. If you love rare coins, history, and the thrill of coin collecting, you're in the right place. Today, we have a special topic, the 1964 Jefferson nickel. But wait, does it really exist? There's a lot of mystery surrounding this coin, and we're going to dive deep into the facts, myths, and what you need to know. So, if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Now, let's jump right in. The 1964 Jefferson nickel is one of the most intriguing and controversial topics in the world of numismatics, with collectors often searching for this elusive coin that seemingly should exist yet does not appear in any official records. So to fully understand the history behind the mystery of the 1964 Jefferson nickel, we need to take a deep dive into the historical context of the Jefferson nickel series, the production and distribution of coins by the United States Mint, the significance of mint marks, and the unique circumstances surrounding coinage. In 1964, which was a pivotal year for U.S. coin production, due to the ongoing coin shortages and transition away from silver in circulating coinage, which led to several unusual events and policies that fuel speculation about the existence of this enigmatic coin. So let's go back to the origins of the Jefferson nickel series, which was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel that had been in circulation since 1913, and the new design was created by Felix Schlag, who won a competition held by the United States Mint, and his design featured a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, and a depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, on the reverse, and this design would remain largely unchanged until 2004, when the Westward Journey nickel series temporarily modified the design before a permanent redesign in 2006. But throughout the history of the Jefferson nickel series, coins were produced at multiple mint facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each of which placed their respective mint marks on the coins. So typically, the San Francisco Mint used an S mint mark, the Denver Mint used a D, and the Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark on nickels until 1980. But what makes 1964 such an unusual and significant year in U.S. coinage history is the nationwide coin shortage that was affecting commerce across the country, and during this time the demand for coinage far exceeded the supply, which led to hoarding, especially as the U.S. government was preparing to eliminate silver from dimes and quarters starting in 1965, which made people concerned about the value of their circulating coinage, and they began stockpiling coins, particularly those with silver content, such as pre-1965 dimes, quarters, and half dollars, which were 90% silver. And even though the Jefferson nickel contained no silver at this time, it was still impacted by the hoarding phenomenon, and in response the United States Mint took drastic measures to increase coin production and meet the public demand. And one of the key decisions made by the U.S. Mint in 1964 was to continue minting coins with a 1964 date even into 1965, which meant that instead of switching to 1965 dated nickels, as would normally happen with a new calendar year, the Mint continued to produce 1964 dated nickels for an extended period, and this was done to prevent further hoarding, since collectors and the public would not be able to differentiate between early and late mintages based on the year alone. And in addition to this policy, the Mint also temporarily removed mint marks from coins starting in 1965, as part of an effort to discourage hoarding and speculation among collectors. And this decision meant that nickels, dimes, quarters, and half dollars struck between 1965 and 1967 did not carry any mint marks, making it impossible to distinguish where they were minted. And during this period, the San Francisco Mint was still operating, but it was primarily being used as an assay office rather than a full-scale coin production facility, which brings us to the heart of the mystery of the 1964 Jefferson nickel, because official records indicate that the last year San Francisco produced circulating coins before temporarily ceasing coin production was 1955, and it was not until 1968 that the San Francisco Mint resumed striking circulating coins, this time as a facility focused on proof coinage rather than general circulation. So if we rely on official mint records, there should be no 1964 Jefferson nickels in existence, because the San Francisco Mint was not striking circulating coins at that time. However, this has not stopped speculation, rumors, and even claims by some collectors who insist they have seen or heard of a 1964 nickel in existence, and the main reason this rumor persists is because of the unusual and chaotic circumstances surrounding coin production in 1964, with the removal of mint marks in 1965, and the extended production of 1964 dated nickels. Well into 1965, some collectors wonder whether some nickels were accidentally or intentionally struck at the San Francisco facility with an S mint mark before the transition occurred, and while there has never been a verified example of a 1964 S Jefferson nickel discovered, it is not entirely impossible that some experimental or test strikes could have been produced, though none have surfaced in any official capacity. And it is also important to note that some collectors may confuse proof nickels with circulation strikes, because during the early 1960s proof coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but beginning in 1968 proof coin production was moved to the San Francisco Mint, and these proof nickels were struck with an S mint mark, which sometimes leads to misunderstandings among collectors. However, since proof coin production at San Francisco did not begin until 1968, there are no known official 196 S proof nickels either, and this means that any claim of a 1964 S Jefferson nickel must be approached with skepticism unless definitive physical evidence emerges. But despite the lack of verified examples, the allure of the 1964 S nickel remains strong within the numismatic community, because collectors are always fascinated by rare coins and potential discoveries, and the idea that an unknown number of 196 S nickels could have been struck and released into circulation, whether by accident or as part of an experimental test run, keeps interest in this mystery alive. And this is not the first time in U.S. coin history that collectors have debated the existence of a potentially non-existent coin, as there are similar cases such as the 1943 copper penny, which was mistakenly struck on leftover copper plankets when most pennies that year were made of steel, and also the 1974 aluminum cent, which was a prototype that was never officially released, but a few examples allegedly escaped the mint. And in both cases these coins exist in very limited numbers and are highly valuable, so it is understandable why collectors would be intrigued by the possibility of a 1964 S Jefferson nickel. And even though there is no confirmed physical example of one today, the possibility remains that one could surface in the future, and if a genuine 196 S Jefferson nickel were ever discovered, it would undoubtedly be one of the most valuable and significant finds in numismatic history. So until that day comes, collectors continue to search through their pocket change, their old coin rolls, and their inherited collections in the hopes that they might be the one to uncover the truth behind one of the greatest mysteries in U.S. coinage history. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep searching, keep collecting, and I'll see you in the next one.